Sunday?
Just 2 more weeks, and you won't ever have to see me again.
Don't say that.
Then maybe I'll feel better. Where's bed?
You think he confides in me? Oh, a cruise on your yacht, and cocktails at 5 to watch the sunset. Yeah, we can hardly wait. Jesse and Seymour have a yacht.
Benjamin is driving from New Haven with his new second-hand Ford. He bought with his own money. Now he has money, scholarships, jobs. When he won his appointment, when you said he was a liar, your son, who you said that he will lose, won.
Alexander.
Alexander, I don't like it when you talk back to your father like that. Yes, Mom, I know. I know, Alexander, you don't mean it. But I did mean it, Mama. Oh, how I mean it. Well, can you go and please apologize for me? No, Mama. I will not apologize ever.
You know, you used to say, Mom, I'll do anything you ask of me.
Mommy, I'm going to become so famous someday just so I can get away from here.
You know, the last case I had before we left was a family with no father. They lived in a shack, and there was a lovely mother with 2 adorable children who threw up all over the house and bled all over the sheets from some strange illness.
And I can never forget that those 2 disabled babies could have been me and Benjamin.
The point is, you're healthy and we're together, and he does love you very much.
The point is, in my entire life, I didn't believe for a single minute that my father loved me. The point is, I can't even figure out if I've ever been loved at all.
The point is, I love him. And I love you. And he loves me, and he loves you, and we all love each other very, very much.
Hi, Mom.
I made your favorites. Do you remember when you were captain of the football team and you would drink 3 quarts of milk every meal?
I'm not on any team anymore. Lemon, come help me.
Aren't you glad to see me?
Show a little more enthusiasm.
Congratulations, Benjamin. I hope you will be very happy.
Hey, son.
Who won?
We slaughtered you. Yankees 10, Red Sox 2.
We're still ahead of the series.
Oh, I'm boiling. I feel like I'm going to explode.
Tell me all about Yale. I want to know everything so I can be proud. What's your thesis on?
Ma, I told you a dozen times.
Tell me again.
20th century Negro poets.
Isn't that fascinating?
Studying all that literature stuff is crap.
Don't be such a Philistine.
It's my money and my education and my life.
He's going to shock. Benjamin doesn't really want to become a lawyer. He wants to become a teacher. He wants to become a writer. He wants to help people. Ned, what's going on?
It's alright, Lemon. Law is helping people too.
This is not what you told me. Ned, what's going on? Why are you not
Listen,
answering?
Mr. Smart-ass big guy, right? Don't make it sound like such a holy sacrifice, okay? I got you this far. I got both of you this far. I got all of us this far.
Just stop it.
You and your
Stop it.
ungrateful freak of
Stop
a
it.
brother.
We're not gonna fight.
Why do you bring us here every summer anyway? For us so we can feel poor? Benjamin is going to marry a rich girl he doesn't even love.
You're getting married?
Like I say, it's just as easy to marry a rich one.
You promised me you'd keep your mouth shut. Go for a swim.
Don't go. It's getting dark.
Pass.
Go tomorrow, and I'll be with you.
But every time I look at you, every single fucking time I look at you, I wish to Christ your mother had that abortion. I didn't want you. I never wanted you. I should have shot my load in the toilets!
No!
Ben!
Too late. There's nothing we can do. I shouldn't have come.
It's too late. There's nothing we can do. I shouldn't have come here.
We're just getting started.
It's fine. You just have a little imbalance, that's all. It means we're knocking out more of the infected cells than what we expect. We might see a little bit of progress.
That was awful. Are you sure it's not just poison? Would you tell me it's working even if it's killing me? I wonder if anyone anywhere in the entire history of the world had a happy childhood.
I'm sure George Bush was a very happy child.
He still is.
Everybody in this entire hospital, on every floor, in every room, is dying from something. They all come here to be saved. This is the new Lords. Congress gives us $9 billion a year to perform miracles. And God's a bit slow these days in the miracle department.
Hey, I thought we were seeing some progress.
We are.
To the table down at Maurice, to the place where Louis dwells, to the dear old temple.
The first thing upon entering a new life is to change one's name.
Ned?
Ben?
Ben is logically the nickname for Benjamin.
I read this play, it's called Holiday. When there is a Ned, it could be a nickname for Alexander. It sounds very fresh and spiffy, don't you think? You still makes a good brownie. I'm flanking psychology, geology, astronomy, and German so far.
What kind of dreadful way is this to start out?
What do I do?
Study.
Oh, that's very helpful. Thank you, Benjamin. How did you manage to get all these letters? Boxing, football, squash, tennis. You even managed to get on the dean's list. A after A, from committees, elected officers, scholarships, girls, friends. You even made your country and family very proud. You're even marrying a rich girl.
It's time to get married.
Do you love her yet?
She's as good as anyone.
What kind of dreadful way is this to start out? I don't want to become a lawyer.
Nobody asked you to be a lawyer.
I always dreamt we would be partners on something.
Why aren't you going to Europe with Theo?
Boy, it's Moby Dick, a beach to get excited about. Are you sad Pop made you go to law school?
I don't believe anybody makes you do anything you don't really want to.
That's good to know.
Why aren't you going to Europe this summer with Theo? All expenses paid sounds like a wonderful offer.
This is one of those things in life we talked about. Would life be otherwise if you did or didn't do something differently? You are about to tell your brother something both painful and precious. Something you don't understand, something you need help with, something you want him to understand. Oh, how you want him to understand. He's not going to understand.
Will it be better if I don't tell him?
I always thought it would have been. I don't know. Why do you have to tell him at all?
Why not? Is it so awful? We were lovers.
We were what?
Me and Theo.
And so the journey begins. Do you feel any better?
Did he ask you?
Yes. Yes.
He shouldn't have done that.
I wanted to do it.
How can you be so certain of that?
Well, nobody can make you do if you don't really want to do something.
This is about you, not me. Sometimes we do things we don't want to.
Like become a lawyer, and get married to a rich girl we don't even love.
Look, Sarah and I are just getting started. Get off my case. What happened with Theo?
We made love. In my room. I went and asked him, I'm flanking out your German class. Could I do something for extra credit? And we went for a beer. Then we went to my room. He asked me if I want to make love, and I stood up, opened the door. I asked him to leave, and then I closed the door, ran back into his arms, and I passed.
I believe this is something they now think they can change.
It felt wonderful.
It's unhealthy. It's caused by something unhealthy. It'll do nothing but make you unhappy.
How are all the men in my family such experts on these matters?
Everybody knows.
Everybody does not know. Everybody is told.
What's the difference?
Unhealthy? Caused by something?
A possessive mother, an absent father.
An absent father, Richard, was always there. That was the problem. Possessive doesn't really describe Rena. Where do I get more up-to-date information?
See a psychiatrist.
See him do what?
You talk to him.
Talk to him? I'm talking to you.
What do you expect me to say?
I love you. I don't care if you've got purple spots. Theo said there are lots of us. We can tell each other like if you will
Or
pass.
shit.
So you do think I'm sick? You do? I was gonna go with you in Europe at his Guggenheim project as his assistant. I told him it's a terrific opportunity, but I was walking round and around the block all night long and I decided not to go.
Good man.
I told him no because I don't love him.
You told him no because you know it's wrong.
I told him no because I knew you wanted me to tell him no.
You told him no because you knew it was considered wrong and unhealthy and sick.
Don't I just not love Theo because I just don't love Theo?
There's something called psychoanalysis. It's the latest thing.
You're letting them push you onto a treadmill of revolving doctors. Not one of who will know a fucking thing about what makes your heart tick.
What would they do to me?
They will turn you into a productive human being.
What's wrong with that? I'm flunking out every class.
While they teach you to love yourself, they will also teach you to hate your heart. Is there one great trick? All these old Jewish doctors, the sons of Sigmund, exiled from their homelands, running from Hitler's death camps for some queer reason, celebrating their freedom on our shores by deciding to eliminate homosexuals. That's what you are. It's going to take a long time before you can say that word out loud. Over and over and over again, they will pound into your consciousness with constant repetition. You are sick, you are sick, you are sick. So your heart is going to lie alone. So you see, you should have went to Europe with Theo.
But I'm scared.
You're making all the right decisions. I'll always fight for you and defend you and protect you. All I ask is that you try. The talking cure, it's called.
Talking. I should be cured real fast.
What happened between you and your people out there?
You ran out of miracles.
Not personal enough.
They look to me for leadership, and I don't know how to guide them. They are going to die, and I'm going to die, only they are 19 and 24 and somehow born into this world, and I feel so fucking guilty that I failed them. I wanted to be Moses, but I can only be the angel of death.
And you lay all that on yourself.
Why not?
If people don't want to be led, they don't want to be led. You're not as grand and important as you think you are.
Why did you stay away from home? Why did you run away?
I didn't run away.
You were never there.
I didn't have a mother.
You didn't have a mother.
You asked me why I never came home, that's why I never came home.
Did you know this?
That's what he believes.
You didn't have a mother.
She was never there. She had so many jobs. She was always out taking care of everyone in the entire world except me. So I went out and did 1,000 projects at a time because I thought that was how I'd get my mother's love. If I got another A or headed up another organization, she'd notice me and pay attention to me, and I'd win some approval from her. I needed her. She wasn't there. And I resented bitterly. And I'll never forgive her for that.
You didn't like her as much as I didn't like him. It's like we chose one parent, I chose one parent, and every parent chose one of us. The whole procedure didn't have anything to do with love. Can you say I love you? Out loud? To anyone, I really mean it. Can you?
It wasn't so hard for either of us. He made you stay away from home and didn't make me gay. You made both of us have a great deal of difficulty saying I love you.
I did meet someone. He loved every book and every symphony and pop song I loved. He was very beautiful. Beauty rarely looks at me. 2 nights, all night long. Couldn't let go of him. All night long. He made breakfast. Peter made breakfast. No one ever made me breakfast. He smiled and said, "One more day until I have to go back." He was finishing his doctorate at Harvard. The perfect man to take to the folks. And I actually said, I don't know where the words came from or how, I just said, "You have to leave now."
Ned, call Peter back.
I called Peter back and I told him to meet me at the Savoy Plaza, which he did. I took this grand suit. I ordered filet mignon, champagne, flowers, tons of flowers, and I apologized 20 times. And he said he recalled our time as very pleasant. I practically pounced on him, kissed him all over, and he said he's in love with someone else, and he better that he did, which he did.
I'm sorry. I really am sorry.
Are you saying loving a man is now okay?
Keep fighting. Keep on fighting. The answers will present themselves. They really will. Both of us.
In 18th century Holland, a country and culture that had never acted this way, there was a hysterical uprising against gays, which resulted in the most awful witch hunts. Young boys were condemned, prosecuted, throttled, executed. A 14-year-old boy was found guilty and drowned with a 200-pound weight. Who was that boy? What was his name? What could he possibly ever have done to deserve such punishment? And in a Christian land. Centuries later, historians searching for a reason discovered that when all that happened, the seawalls along the Dutch coast were collapsing because of massive unrelenting pressure from fluids, accompanied by a plague of very hungry palworms consuming the foundations. The people, in that perverse cause and effect way that never seems to stop, blamed the destruction of their coastline and its fortifications on the gay kids. God would inundate their republic until it was punished, and penance was paid to relieve the wrath of the Almighty.
Ned, I run the test. The new J's are adhering. We're halfway there. We're kind of on with the final part. Say thank you. Say congratulations. You begged for a few more years. I may have bought you life.
Okay, man. Be happy, be exuberant. You are halfway there. Oh, my hand. And we are halfway there. What do you do when you are dying from a disease you need not be dying from? What do you do when the only system set up to save you is a pile of shit ran by idiots and quacks? Papa died. I didn't cry. My movie was a success. I made another. I realized how little pleasure achievement gave. Slowly I became a writer. It suited me. Finally I found a way to make myself heard and useful. That word Rena so revealed in trumpeting. I would address the problems of my new world. Every gay man I knew was fucking himself to death. I wrote about that. Every gay man I knew wanted a lover. I wrote about that. I said that having so much sex made finding love impossible. I made my new world very angry. As when I was a child, such defiance made me flourish, and my writing and my notoriety prospered. I spent many years looking for love, in the very manner I'd criticized it, how needy man is, and with good reason. When I finally found someone, I was middle-aged. His name was Felix Turner. 11 months later, he was sick. 19 months later, he was dead. I had spent so much time waiting for him, preparing for him, anticipating Felix. Just as he came into my arms, and just as I was about to say, "I love you, Felix," a plague came along and killed him. The further away I got from the love I had, the more I questioned I had it in the first place. Ben invested my money wisely, and I am rich. Every time I get angry with him for not joining me in fighting this plague, he points out that he has made me financially independent so I could afford to be an activist. He made all the Weeks family, including Rena and his children, rich. Indeed, I believe that's been his mission in life, to give all of us what he and I never had as children. And he accomplished it.
What is going to happen to me?
You're going to go to 11 shrinks. You won't fall in love for 40 years. And finally, when a nice man comes along and tries to teach you to love him and yourself, he dies from a plague, which is waiting to kill you too.
Sorry I asked. Do I learn anything?
A life doesn't make any sense. Only make believe I love you.
Only make believe that you love me.
When Felix was offered a morphine drip in a hospital for the first time, I asked him, "Do you want it now or later?" He somehow found the strength to answer back, "I want to stay a little longer."
My doubts will make believe I love you.
For tell the truth,
I do.
I want to stay a little longer.